see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Thomas McCarthy, the chair for the Chesapeake Division of the Hampton Roads Chamber and Client Solutions Manager with Horrigan. On behalf of the Hampton Roads Chamber, thank you for attending today's 2024 Chesapeake State of the City. The Hampton Roads Chamber is the largest chamber in the Commonwealth and is a 5-star accredited chamber, which makes it in the top 1% of the chambers within the country. The mission of the chamber is to set the conditions in the region so businesses like yours can succeed. We want Hampton Roads to be one of the best places to live, work, and do business. We continue to grow our membership in Chesapeake and all of the region. We want to thank businesses like today's series presenting sponsor, Town Bank, who goes above and beyond in supporting the Hampton Roads business community. On behalf of the Chesapeake Division, I welcome you to the 2024 Chesapeake State of the City Address. I'd now like to ask Brian Stevens, the President and CEO of the Hampton Roads Chamber, to come to the stage.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. As he said, my name is Brian Stevens, and I have the distinct honor and the privilege of serving this region as the President and CEO of the Hampton Roads Chamber. If you don't know it by now, the Hampton Roads Chamber is unapologetically pro-business. We come to work every single day with one thing in mind, and that's to set the conditions in Hampton Roads for businesses, your businesses, to be a success. So I want to add my welcome to you all, and you should give yourself a round of applause. We are over 800 strong in this room, 800 here today. As you all know, we just simply could not put on these events without the generosity of our sponsors. I'd like to recognize them now. First of all, I want to thank our series presenting sponsor, Town Bank. Again, this year, we greatly appreciate Town Bank and all that they do throughout the region. Our member spotlight sponsor is Chesapeake Regional Healthcare. You'll hear from Reese Jackson here shortly, so thanks, Chesapeake Regional Health. Today's city host sponsor is Dollar Tree and Family Dollar. And at this time, I'm going to ask Benita Price, Senior Vice President of Merchandise for Dollar Tree and Family Dollar, to come to the podium for some comments. Benita?
I was okay until he said 800 strong. Again, my name is Benita Price, and I'm a Senior Vice President of Merchandising for Family Dollar, which is a division of Dollar Tree, Inc. I'm honored to join you today and share a few remarks about our company. But first, in my role, just to give you a little sense of what I do, my team and I identify and buy the products to serve the everyday needs of our customers. We help our shoppers in the communities that we serve do more for less. Dollar Tree has been an active member in the Hampton Roads community for decades, And we call Chesapeake home to our corporate headquarters, or what we refer to as our store support center. Family Dollar was founded in 1959 in Charlotte, North Carolina, and in 2015, Dollar Tree acquired Family Dollar and relocated the company to the Hampton Roads area in 2019, continuing to expand our local investment. Dollar Tree continues to invest in Chesapeake with the addition of the new Summit Point community of commercial spaces and residences. Summit Point has provided opportunities for small business owners. More specifically, and I think what we're most proud of, is it's provided business opportunities for minority business owners, specifically veteran and women-owned businesses. So if you haven't visited one of the restaurants or businesses in Summit Point, I highly encourage you to get there. Between our corporate offices, our distribution centers, we employ more than 2,000 associates here in the Hampton Roads area. We offer additional employment opportunities across the 124 stores that we operate in Greater Hampton Roads. We're also honored to have been named the 2023 Employer for Interns. We value the opportunity to invest in the next generation of not only business leaders, but community leaders as well. So on behalf of my colleagues sitting over here at table 11, we appreciate the opportunity to join you today. Dollar Tree and Family Dollar are proud to contribute to the local community as well as the communities across the U.S. and Canada. We look forward to continued growth and positive impacts in 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Benita. Appreciate that. Continuing, recognizing our sponsors, our Series Platinum sponsors are Bon Secours Hampton Roads and ADP. Our Series Building the Future sponsor is the Franklin Johnson Group. Our host sponsor is the Chesapeake Conference Center. Our Series Silver sponsors are AB&B Federal Credit Union, Bayport Credit Union, Chartway Credit Union, Dominion Energy, Geico, the Hampton Roads Workforce Council, Langley Federal Credit Union, Centera Health, and Verizon. Our Series media sponsors are 212 Media, WTKR News 3. I know Adam Chase is in the room. Adam, thank you for all you do. And also a Series media sponsor is Virginia Business Magazine, and Bertie Niemeyer came down from Richmond. Bernie, thank you for being here. Appreciate all that you do to provide us with the news of business throughout the Commonwealth. Our AV sponsor is Elite Audiovisual Elements. Thank you guys in the back for making us sound so good. And our decor sponsor today is Premier Events. And as always, we have numerous table sponsors and program sponsors, and they're listed in your program. And at all events, we want to thank our strategic partners who invest in us all year long. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for all our sponsors. I'd like to recognize some special guests we have with us today. First of all, as always, we're honored to have Congressman Bobby Scott representing the 3rd Congressional District. Congressman, thank you for being here. We have Congresswoman Jen Kagans representing the 2nd Congressional District. Congresswoman, thank you for being here. We have numerous representatives to our General Assembly. State Senator Christy Newcraig representing the 19th Senatorial District is here. I believe we have 6 delegates with us today. Delegate Benita Anthony, representing the 92nd House District. Delegate Nadarius Clark, representing the 84th District. Delegate Baxter Ennis, representing the 89th District. Delegate Cliff Hayes, representing the 91st District. Delegate Jay Lefwich, representing the 90th District. And Delegate Alex Askew, representing the 95th District. Thank you for all that you do in the General Assembly. And hopefully you're able to take a little break before you go back for a special session. Of course, in a great display of regionalism, we have numerous mayors with us. Obviously, we have the mayor of the great city of Chesapeake, Rick West, and his lovely wife, Vicki, here. Mayor, thank you. Look forward to your address. The Mayor of Norfolk, Mayor Kenneth Cooper Alexander, is with us. Kenny, thank you for being here. Portsmouth Mayor Shannon Glover is with us. Mayor Glover, thank you. And then from the city of Virginia Beach, we have Mayor Bobby Dyer. Mayor Dyer, thank you for being here. We're also privileged to have with us today the 71st Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Bob McDonnell, is here. Bob, thank you as always for being here. And ladies and gentlemen, I just can't come to the great city of Chesapeake without recognizing Randy and Shirley Forbes. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize the chairman of the board for the Hampton Roads Chamber this year, Miss Dawn Glenn with Town Bank. Dawn, thank you for your leadership this year. It's a pleasure to work with you. Representing Senator Mark Warner is Drew Lumpkin. Drew, thank you as always for being here. Appreciate it. And Senator Louise Lucas could not be here today, but she has a representative here. Tamisha Brim is here. Tamisha, thank you for coming and representing Senator Lucas. The city of Chesapeake has some amazing city council members. I'd like to recognize them now. They're all sitting up front here. We have council members Jeff Bunn, Don Carey, Robert Ike, Amanda Newens, Debbie Ritter, Dr. Ella Ward, and Daniel Whitaker. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you so much. Amazing city manager here, Chris Price. Chris, thank you for all that you do, all the hard work you do every day. There you are. Thanks, Chris. Got an amazing school system here in the city of Chesapeake as well. I'd like to recognize the superintendent, Dr. Jared Cotton, is with us. Dr. Cotton, thank you for all that you do. There he is. Thank you, Dr. Cotton. We have the chairman of the school board, Amanda Swigert, here's here. Amanda, thank you for all that you do and your leadership of the school board. Vice Chairman Thomas Mercer. Thomas, thank you for your leadership. And then we have several of the school board members. We have Amanda Dean, Michael Lomanet, John McCormick, Brittany Walker, and Samuel Boone. Let's give the school board a round of applause. Thank you so much for all that you do. To my count, we have 10 other city council members here from adjoining cities. I'd like to recognize them now. First of all, from the city of Portsmouth, we have Vice Mayor Lisa Lucas Burke and council members DeAndre Barnes, Mark Hugel, Bill Moody, and Vernon Tillage over here. Thank you for coming from Portsmouth. From the city of Suffolk, we have Vice Mayor Lou Ward, Council Member John Rector, and Council Member Leotis Williams. Thank you for coming from Suffolk. From Virginia Beach, we have Council Members Worth Remick and Amanda Ross Hammond. Thank you guys for being here from Virginia Beach. And ladies and gentlemen, I have the distinct privilege and pleasure of working on a daily basis with some outstanding regional leaders, and we are all like-minded in that we want to move this region forward. I'd like to recognize some of them who are with us today. First of all, Mr. Bob Crum, the Executive Director of the Hampton Roads Planning District Commission and Transportation Planning Organization. Bob, thank you. Rick Dwyer, the Executive Director of the Hampton Roads Military and Federal Facilities Alliance. Rick, thank you. Doug Smith, President and CEO of the Hampton Roads Alliance. Doug, thank you. And I believe she's in the room. Mary Kate Andrus, the President and CEO of Civic, is with us today as well. So, Mary Kate, thank you for all your leadership. Amazing colleges and universities and technical colleges here in the region. I'd like to recognize some of the leadership. First of all, just an amazing, not only a university leader, but a regional leader, Dr. Scott Miller, President of Virginia Wesleyan University. Scott, thank you. From Tidewater Community College, the President, Dr. Marcia Constant, is with us. Dr. Constant, thank you. From Centura College Aviation Institute of Maintenance and Tidewater Tech, we've got Dr. Joel English. Joel, thank you. From Camp Community College, we've got Dr. Corey McCrae. Dr. McCrae, thank you, over there. And from Bryant and Stratton College, we've got Jeff Throde. Thank you, Jeff, for all of your leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, that's a lot of people. If I missed anybody, I apologize, but would you join me in a round of applause for everybody I recognize? Thank you for all that you do for the region. At this time, I'd like to call Reese Jackson, President and CEO of Chesapeake Regional Healthcare, to the stage to make some member spotlight sponsor remarks. Reese.
Welcome, and just when I didn't think this event could get any larger, now I stand before you at lunch. So welcome, and thank you for your time and interest in Chesapeake Regional. I want to direct your attention to the top left of this slide. Perhaps the greatest achievement in the history of our organization is the attainment of Magnet, a designation awarded by the American Nurses Association. Only 6% of all hospitals have earned this recognition, and remarkably, Chesapeake Regional did so, outperforming its peers during the pandemic. Also, thank you. Our nursing staff and the whole hospital appreciates your applause. Also recognized as the top 5% performer for patient safety and recognized by Money Magazine for the value we create, only 120 or so hospitals across the country. Other accomplishments are tied to innovation, the first in the state to offer 3D mammography, the first in the state to perform a radical prostatectomy in an outpatient center, the first in the region to offer Inspire for sleep apnea, a number of other such things. In the lower corner are our awards for labor and delivery, which we routinely receive, as you can see. And speaking of the birthplace, this is a photo collage. Oops. This thing's tricky. There we go. So this is a photo collage of our recent reopening. We have birthed over 100,000 babies, an entire city, and now moms have a new unit designed by nurses and moms. We appreciate all of the donors, to include Dan Bannister, featured in this at our dedication. And thank you, Mayor and Bob Ike and others for your attendance. Okay, as you may know, certain services are regulated by the state. It took us 5 years, 3 applications, and 1 Virginia Supreme Court decision to prevail, and prevail we did. Our first open heart case will be performed within the next few weeks, and we have a very, very talented team. I want to say how grateful we are to elected officials, local, state, and federal. We have secured much of the capital resources we need to develop a comprehensive behavioral program because of our elected officials. Indeed, we are now actively remodeling our emergency room, where we routinely hold 15 behavioral patients each day, to better serve these patients, and ultimately we will provide both inpatient and outpatient services. We do not want this to be regarded as Chesapeake Regional's behavioral health program. We want to engage our community and our stakeholders, and we want this to be viewed as our community behavioral health program. Those driving along Battlefield have witnessed the expansion of our hospital campus, upgrading our 1976 chassis so that we can better provide time-sensitive services. Stroke, heart, trauma, all these things are time-sensitive, and our region is growing. All said, we've invested over $150 million in climbing, and we've done this in just a few years, and I want to thank our governing board, because we did not stop during the pandemic. We continued forward. We're now recognized as a top 25 employer, and our importance is significant to both the city of Chesapeake and the region we serve. We are fast approaching our 50th anniversary, and I would like to share a clip from the organization's first employee and longtime CEO of 33 years, Don Buckley. If you can play the clip. I can't speak for him. Can we turn up the volume or not? I'll give him a few minutes. What he's talking about is his pride that we've been able to stay independent.
Well, one, I'm kind of like the parent that have sent the kid off to college and the kid succeeded. I'm very proud of it. And, I think that the current administration, Mr. Jackson and the board and the medical staff, and the progress that has been made with the Open Heart and the expansions, and it's great to see how things have grown and succeeded. After all, we're the only independent hospital here, and that was a factor for my 33 years. And I think that's been a great achievement.
So to reach our 50th and continue to serve our region for generations to come, it appears I will need your active civic involvement. The after effects of the pandemic have affected all of us, to include hospitals across the country, facing unprecedented labor shortages amid the silver tsunami, as 10,000 baby boomers turn 65 each day. Yet larger health systems, for example, HCA, the largest chain of hospitals, are managing to secure a 14% profit margin. Hospitals are both capital and labor intensive, and 4% is all we need. 2 pennies today, 2 pennies tomorrow. Price equity is vital for our long-term success. We are reimbursed significantly less than nearby hospitals and hospitals throughout the Commonwealth, simply because we are comparatively small. In comparison, large-scale insurance companies, for example, Anthem, recently posted $865 million of profit in 1 quarter. So please be receptive if we ask you to help us stand tall. It shouldn't be this way, but it is. So thank you for your support, and know that we exist to serve you. Thank you.
Thank you, Reese. We appreciate those words. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start lunch, but before, I'm going to ask Dr. Will Lanford with Great Bridge Baptist to come forward and provide us with an invocation.
Would you bow with me for prayer? Father, my heart is full today, as I've already had the opportunity to look around this room and engage with so many amazing people who have impacted our city in such a wonderful, wonderful way. From the first responders to business leaders to elected officials, I want to thank you that this room is full of people who have invested so much in the life of our city to ensure that we have a healthy future for the generations that are yet to follow. Father, I thank you for affording us the opportunity to just take a moment right now and to take inventory of all the things that we have to be thankful for, and to give you thanks for the blessings that we've experienced in this past year. Lord, I pray you'd help us to be a grateful people as we take this inventory and remember the blessings that we've received from you. Help us to be a humble people, a people who realize our need for you in the face of many challenges of our day, a people who seek your infinite wisdom rather than our finite wisdom. And in humility, help us to love others as you have loved us, and to esteem others more highly than ourselves. And Lord, help us to be a generous people, to continue to invest our time, our efforts, our resources in being a blessing to others. And Father, we do want to pray for our mayor today as he delivers to us the state of our city. We give you thanks for Mayor West and for his wife, Vicki, their sweet family. We pray your blessings on them as they continue to serve the citizens of Chesapeake, a city that he loves very dearly, and a city that he has given so much of his life to serving. And so, Lord, we acknowledge all that you've blessed us with today, and we realize that it's a result of your grace and a result of your favor on us. And it's for those reasons we pray all this with thankful hearts in the name of Jesus, and amen.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your lunch. We'll be back with you on the other end to introduce our mayor. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get your attention, please? Thank you so very much. Please continue to enjoy your lunch. As I mentioned earlier, we could not host these events without the generosity and support of our sponsors. Town Bank has been our series presenting sponsor for over 18 years now. Let's give them another round of applause. Town Bank. It is now my honor to call Dave Hare, President of Town Bank Chesapeake, to the stage for some remarks and to introduce the mayor. Dave?
The town story for me is really about connecting with our members in a way that's different from the other banks. What's consistently found at Town Bank, it's a company built on employees that really want to help make a difference in people's lives. From day one, this company was built on a culture of caring. A foundation has not changed. We're still built on caring and helping others.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure for me to be here today to welcome you to the Chesapeake State of the City Address. Town Bank is honored to once again be your presenting sponsor for this series. For many years, hundreds of businesses, civic, and community leaders from across Hampton Roads have come together for the State of the City meetings. The Hampton Roads Chamber helps businesses thrive, and to do that, they provide an impressive variety of programs and support. The Chamber works hard to attract new businesses to our region while at the same time helping existing businesses succeed and expand. Also a partner to the business community, Town Bank is celebrating our 25th anniversary this year. Hard to believe, 25 years. We have grown in those years from just 3 offices to over 50 offices throughout Virginia and North Carolina. Here in Chesapeake, we have 2 offices to serve you at Greenbrier and Great Bridge. As your financial services partner, we maintain the #1 deposit market share among all banks in Chesapeake, and we're grateful for your support. We are committed to serving others and enriching lives by supporting hundreds of local charitable organizations through donations, scholarships, and grants. Since our founding, Town Bank has contributed more than $114 million to the communities we serve. Here in Chesapeake, we support the Chesapeake Public Library Foundation with the mission to support excellence in the Chesapeake Public Library system through philanthropy, advocacy, and outreach. We sponsor the Great Bridgerton Ball, a fun-filled and glamorous event that raises money for the foundation and specifically for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Started in 1995, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library has distributed more than 100 million books to young children around the world to encourage parents to read aloud to their children and to help to create a lifelong love of reading. We also partner with businesses here in Chesapeake, like the Courthouse Cafe, owned and managed by Great Bridge natives Mark and Katie Hill. The Courthouse Cafe is an example of how a small business can overcome big challenges. The cafe suffered 2 fires over the years and had to be rebuilt twice. Yet the Hills persevered through giving it all credit to their customers, their employees, and their motto is chin up. The Hills' tenacity and commitment to the business, their family, and their employees is remarkable. We are fortunate to have the Courthouse Cafe here in Chesapeake. Now, thank you. Now it is my honor to introduce Mayor Rick West. Chesapeake has seen a number of successes during 2023 that I know Mayor West is going to talk to you about in a moment. As mayor of the 2nd most populous city in Virginia, he continues to guide Chesapeake to achieving excellence. We are proud of our city and all its accomplishments, and we are excited about its future. Mayor West was elected to City Council in May of 2008, re-elected in 2012 and 2016. He was elected vice mayor in 2016 and followed by his election as mayor in 2018. Dr. West is a lifelong resident of Chesapeake. He is a retired educator from the Chesapeake Public School System and a former middle school principal. Dr. West earned his bachelor's degree in social studies from Old Dominion University, a master's degree in education from the University of Virginia, and a doctorate in leadership from Virginia Tech. I think you've got the alumni vote locked up with all that. Dr. West serves as a member of the Hampton Roads Military and Federal Facilities Alliance, the Hampton Roads Economic Development Alliance, the Hampton Roads Transportation Planning Organization, and the Hampton Roads Transportation Accountability Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Rick West.
Thank you very, very much, Dave. I certainly do appreciate that very kind introduction. I really am pleased to be here today and so grateful that you're taking time out of your busy schedules to join us as well. You know, today's turnout confirms what I've always known. There are a lot of people in Chesapeake who are interested and care about our city greatly, and so we really do appreciate you being here and being part of the great city of Chesapeake. So before I get rolling, I want to pause and thank my friend, Pastor Langford, for his inspiring words, and also want to thank Girl Scout Ambassador Kia Baldwin. Is Kia still here? I'm not sure, but I really do appreciate her for that stirring rendition of the national anthem. It was awesome. You know, faith and support of our nation are two pillars upon which this city was founded and upon which we continue to grow and continue to thrive. And I'm also pleased to have our mayors and welcome each one of you from Hampton Roads region to our great city. You know, I know this address is about our city, but I think it's fair to say that without the tremendous alliance of the mayors in this region, our individual successes would be much smaller. Mayors working together through the regional organizations such as those that Brian introduced earlier today help cement both our joint and individual successes. I mean, you only have to look at the work that's taking place along Interstate 64. From a brand new high-rise bridge to 200 miles of expanded expressway to a significant increase in the capacity at Hampton Roads Tunnel to just see how strong our region really is. This growth, representing one of the most expensive transportation projects in the history of the Commonwealth, positions not only Chesapeake, but all of Hampton Roads for ever brighter future. I also want to take a moment and thank all of the elected and appointed colleagues who have joined us here today. Each of you own a piece of our success, and we certainly appreciate your support. And thanks to Brian and the Chamber for hosting this annual series, for all that you do throughout the year for promoting our cities and our region. Now, I won't take time to recognize the city's many other partners here today, but safe to say, again, how much I appreciate your staunch support and your strong work on behalf of our city and our citizens. It's partnerships and relationships at every level of government that are key to getting things accomplished, and Chesapeake has more than its share of supporters on our team. As mayor, I'm one of 9 members of the City Council, elected to represent our citizens and their desires of our city. It's one of the most extreme balancing acts that you can ever imagine as we seek the right proportions of growth and stability, of new and old, urban and rural, and achieve the greatest number of goals. Balance is critical to ensuring the thriving, prospering city of our future generations. And of course, we on council do not always agree with one another, and that's really a good thing. Healthy civil debate and discussion leads to better decision making. Notice that I said better and not perfect, and that was intentional. Because none of us is perfect, we strive to look at every project or vote, weigh the merits and the consequences, and then make the best decisions that we can for Chesapeake. Chris Price, our city manager, has spent a great deal of time and effort helping the members of the council to define and shape the strategic plan of our city, and then working with our entire city staff to turn words and goals into actions and outcomes. Put simply, our strategic anchors are to make Chesapeake an exceptional place to live, learn, work, farm, and play, to provide outstanding customer service to our citizens and our community and to each other, and finally, to be fiscally responsible and sustainable. Every decision we make, every idea that we advance, and the way in which we do our work is built upon those anchors, and it's proving to be a significant asset for our city and the community at large. Moving into its 7th decade, Chesapeake continues to be a strong, safe, vibrant, growing city. Our population exceeds 250,000 people, and our annual budget, as presented last night, is over $2 billion. Just last night, City Manager Price delivered his proposed operating budget to the council, seeking the best balance of projects, services, and programs. So much of what we do as elected officials are called upon to do is a matter of balancing those competing needs, balancing the desires and competing goals. It's up to us, with the input of our professional staff, and more importantly, our constituents, to find the optimal balance that benefits the greatest number of our citizens, not only for today, but for the future. It's not easy, and oftentimes we come away with an answer that doesn't happen to please everyone. But I hope and I trust that you'll agree, taken as a whole, our city is on a positive course. Just as our staff uses the strategic plan as a sort of barometer for making decisions, the council and staff also rely on strong, well thought out plans to guide us in our work. A key among those is the comprehensive plan, which is currently being updated. Citizens from every part of the community have been providing input and sharing opinions, challenges, and desires as the plan takes shape. We're indebted to our planning director, Jimmy McNamara, and his staff for creating so many venues for input, both in person and online. And I encourage you, if you haven't already done so, to seek out opportunities to get involved in the comprehensive plan process. A key element in the planning process has been to focus on the future of what many call Chesapeake's downtown. Of course, I'm talking about Greenbrier, the Hampton Roads region's largest employment center and vibrant urban hub of our city. The potential for growth, coupled with a strong desire to attract amenities, to entice visitors and residents, makes Greenbrier a linchpin in the future of Chesapeake. So let me pause here so we can take a look at just how fantastic elements that make Greenbrier such a jewel for our city. You know, when Dollar Tree first proposed Summit Point, we knew that it was going to be destined to be the hub of our city and the region, and it certainly is coming to pass. It's exciting to note that every commercial and residential space in the first 3 phases of Summit Point have already been leased, with Phase 4 getting underway this year. Summit Point is the home of many new restaurants, including Toastique, Union Taco, Neat Bird, and our own Greg Livingston's Pale Horse Coffee. Among the first of these was Luce's, which served as an anchor for the taste sensations to come. The courage and the commitment of our chef, Tony Caruana, in bringing Luce's to Chesapeake has paid dividends not only for him, but for our community. And today it's my honor to recognize Chef Tony because he's here, and I'd like for him to stand at this time. Of course, the biggest question we hear about Greenbrier is, what's going to happen to that mall? Well, I could say that we have some big announcements here at the State of the City today, but we don't. That property, however, is still very much in discussion. What I can tell you is that with a site so large and a location so prime, there's no shortage of ideas or rumors. Some are very inviting, while others boggle the mind with outlandishness. The mall site is a key element in the plans for Greenbrier's future, but it's not the only element by far. We've moved forward over the past 12 months in the partnership with Pete Coderides and his team in the preparing of a 3 Oaks Industrial Park on Volvo Parkway. We're making significant infrastructure improvements around that area. We're constantly seeking new businesses and expansions. And when the time comes for the mall's next chapter, it will be written as part of the whole Greenbrier story, which I foresee as being a bestseller. Now, lest you think that Chesapeake ends in Greenbrier, let me assure you that there are great things happening throughout our city. In fact, there are very exciting things happening in the heart of historic South Norfolk. We'll soon be breaking ground on a brand new municipal building near the intersection of Bainbridge Boulevard and Poindexter Street. This will consolidate many of the offices and serve in South Norfolk as a one-stop shop. Our new city treasurer, who's here with us today, Ben White, and our commissioner of revenue, who is also here with us today, Victoria Prophet, will move both their satellite offices here, along with the 2nd Police Precinct and other functions. The building is also featured an attached garage, a parking garage, open to the public, and we know it's going to be another gem in the revitalization of South Norfolk. Earlier this month, City Council received a briefing about a new aquatic facility coming to Dr. Clarence V. Cuffey Community Center. Not merely a swimming pool. This facility will provide family activities, swimming lessons, therapeutic programs, and much more to the community for years to come. Along the border of South Norfolk, you come to what many say is Chesapeake's best kept secret, our thriving and growing waterfront. In fact, it may surprise you to learn that we have the largest working waterfront in the entire Commonwealth of Virginia. Chesapeake is the home to everything from shipbuilding to industry giant Purdue agribusiness to technology firms and much more to come. And we're hopeful to be making some significant announcements in this area over the next few months. I'm also pleased to be able to acknowledge one of our newest and most anticipated waterfront businesses, Total Fiber Recovery at Chesapeake. From their waterfront industrial location, the plant will transform recycled paper and corrugated cardboard into 230 metric tons of clean, consistent pulp for the manufacturing of new packaging and specialty applications. We're very much looking forward to the great things that Doug Fuller, Bulk Handling, and Cellmart, whose project represents $80 million in capital investment, along with the creation of 68 jobs and an annual payroll of $5 million. TFR at Chesapeake is a significant first step on the path of 21st century recycling opportunities. Leveraging commitment and creativity of local firms and regional partners, Chesapeake is continuing to seek opportunities to recycle and redirect waste materials in ways that are both environmentally friendly and economically sound, not only for today, but for tomorrow. I don't want you to think, though, that Chesapeake is solely about large businesses. In fact, we have small businesses that continue to outpace projections. Our small business community forms the heart and soul of Chesapeake, offering diverse, unique, and practical solutions to every need or want a person might experience. One of the most tangible signs of how rapidly and dramatically our business community is growing is the numbers that I and many of my colleagues have cut. That snip of a giant scissors is symbolic of so many ways that we have shared commitment and shared efforts between the city and our business owners. And I'm proud of each opportunity to start someone's new Chesapeake story. So why don't we just take a moment to look back at some of those exciting related events in 2023 and 24. I don't know about you, but the music of these videos kind of get me a little ready to dance if I could dance, but my wife would probably have to show me. The city benefits in so many ways from the great partnerships that we enjoy with our school system. The entire school board, along with Superintendent Dr. Jared Cotton and his administrators, teachers, and support staff, deserve a huge thanks for all they do to make Chesapeake a premier place to learn and grow. So please join me in a round of applause for these dedicated members of our Chesapeake team. You know, in addition to preparing our young people for bright futures, our schools, public and private, primary and secondary and beyond, also provide one of the key elements in the city's ability to attract and retain top-level businesses. A trained, ready, and able workforce. With balanced offerings of college prep, vocational, and career-focused education, Chesapeake students can chart any course they like. And we hope that their plans keep them here, close to home, doing work that they find fulfilling and beneficial, which is one reason why we've worked so hard marrying students and businesses at every level. And let me show you what I mean, and let me challenge you to watch this next video and consider the exciting future that these young people are going to shape. You see what I mean? With young people like that, ready to write Chesapeake's future story, I think we're in great hands. I want to circle back now to something that I mentioned a few minutes ago. The idea of bringing services to the citizens. One major aspect of that effort, which brought rave reviews last year, was the launch of a redesigned city website. To be modern, user-friendly, and accessible were the cornerstone goals of this new site, offering everything from agricultural and animal services to voter registration and zoning. cityofchesapeake.net has become the hub of information and tremendous resource for the entire community. And because the new site is mobile friendly, you can get answers and do businesses from literally anywhere. There's some exciting things on the horizon when it comes to bringing health care closer to those in need as well. The new Western Branch community-based outpatient clinic opening this year will provide primary and secondary care, labs, and pharmacies, along with social work and outpatient mental health. And there's also that new Veterans Affairs Health Care Center. It's opening this year, and if you didn't know, it's on the Chesapeake Regional Medical Center campus. The project is just one of many new innovative and welcome initiatives led by Reese Jackson and his team at Chesapeake Regional Healthcare. The professionals at our hospital go above and beyond every single day, and they truly demonstrate our motto that Chesapeake is a city that cares. Supporting the health and well-being and safety of our citizens is the cornerstone of any government. And here in Chesapeake, it's not just words, but it's a complete culture. I particularly want to acknowledge our Sheriff, Jim O'Sullivan, for the work that he's doing at our correctional center, both in terms of physical space as the regional jail closes and with additions to new mental health programs. From the men and women of our police and fire departments who are on duty every day, to our human services and our health services, all the way to those who keep our community clean and supplied with fresh water, Chesapeake services forces are second to none. And consider this, for every city staff member that you see out and about, there's at least one more behind the scenes paying the bills, providing the training, taking the calls, and managing the projects. So let's take a look at some of these dedicated and caring people. Chesapeake is proud of its history and heritage. We were built upon an urban bustle of the city of South Norfolk and the rural community focus of Norfolk County. And after 60-plus years, we've managed to retain and the mix of both lifestyles. There's no question that the definition of rural has changed, and it's continuing to change every day. Between the economic factors and the evolving desires of family members, Chesapeake farmers face challenges well beyond the weather and the price of grain. As market and personal considerations change, our city's landscape changes too. The city works hard to facilitate opportunities for retaining farms of all sizes, ensuring that we have the infrastructure farmers need to economically get their crops to the market. And when farmers does decide to put his land to other uses, we seek to make the best possible decisions for both that farm family and their neighbors. Through support to farm markets, our growing work is in promoting agritourism and assisting farmers in seeking other opportunities, such as the success that Kent Bastide is experiencing at Greenbrier Farms. We're doing what we can do to help. And we understand that many people choose to make their home in southern Chesapeake for its open and rural feeling. That's something that we celebrate and treasure too. And it's one of the biggest balancing challenges that we face on City Council. Even as things change, our city is still blessed with extensive and beautiful open spaces throughout its 350 square miles. Our park systems are second to none, and it continues to grow and prosper. Just this past year, we saw the opening of Newton Neck Park near the Veterans Bridge. And work is nearing completion on the Blue Heron Park, which will offer even more access to the waterways that crisscross our city. As part of the Chesapeake Comprehensive Plan progresses, staff are also working on new trail plans, seeking ways to connect and expand existing trails and new pathways. Walkers of every speed and riders of every sort are having a growing menu and options in Chesapeake. Our Parks, Recreation, and Tourism staff is also helping us focus upon and celebrate Chesapeake's long and diverse history. Our new historical village broke ground this year, centered on the relocated Cornland School, which will be another cornerstone in honoring Chesapeake's African American community. They're also doing some great things at the Arboretum, including revitalization of the 18th century farmhouse and more trails. In fact, let me show you around some of those great rural open spaces. Doesn't that make you want to just head out and take a nice little walk? I tell you, one of the things that these videos seem to do for me, even though I've lived here all my life, it shows me the vastness of this great city and the diversity of it. What a great place to live. As you can tell, there's a lot happening in Chesapeake, and we're really only scratched the surface. There's so many people are making things happen and doing good work, and I just can't seem to recognize them all. People like our faith community leaders, our civic leagues, who serve and support and uplift residents daily. People like our charitable and fraternal organizations who raise money, provide resources, and find solutions for those in need. And people just like you who spend your days building, growing, and leading our city to new and greater successes. To all those people and to all those who I have overlooked, I offer you my profound thanks. It's because of you that the state of our city is strong. You know, a lot of things have changed since 1963, when the people of South Norfolk and Norfolk County came together and created Chesapeake. Today's world would have been as alien to those men and women as theirs might have been to people from the turn of the last century. We've become a city, a state, a nation, and a world where the ideals of trying to understand one another's viewpoints, and a desire to find middle grounds in debates seem to have all vanished. We've become a people for whom right isn't enough unless you can prove another person wrong. It's my belief that the people of the city of Chesapeake are better than that. And I believe that we can rise above our differences just as our founders did. We can bring back discussion, understanding, compromise, and all the rest. We today are the beneficiaries of the willingness of the people of 1963 to find common ground, to work together, and to build a great city. With those benefits come great responsibility. We must serve as the benefactors for the future citizens of Chesapeake. We must leave for them a city that is both fiscally and developmentally strong. But even more important than that, we owe them a continued legacy of cooperation, care, concern, and commitment that has brought us through 6 challenging decades of change and turmoil. Is it easy? Not so much. Good things, big things never are. But is it worth it? Absolutely. Just look around this room and look outside of this room, and you'll see great things. You'll see a great spirit of working together and what that can do. Will everyone get what they want? Not likely. Will we find perfect answers? Rarely. But again, I ask, is it worth it? And again, the answer rings true. It's absolutely worth it. Now, I think we can all take a lesson here. The most important things that we can do or seek to do as leaders of today's Chesapeake is to strive to find ways to bridge the divides between us, to take that first step, to be willing to set aside preconceptions and prejudices, to openly seek and discuss and debate, and then honestly, fairly, and willingly give the opposing view as fair as consideration as our own. People often say that Chesapeake is a special place, and I call that high praise indeed. And I want to continue to fight for that special place that our founders created. A place that's built upon strong values, where we're not ashamed to say, "In God we trust." A place where people with passion and commitment can share their viewpoints openly, without fear of being shouted down or belittled. A place where the words, "the city that cares," are not just printed on a but an adopted culture. The state of our city is stronger today than it's ever been. And with your help, your support, your energy, the future looks even brighter. Thank you. God bless you. and God bless our great city.